drugs has really destroyed police-community relations. And it takes a community to keep people safe. So I want to ask you a question today. How many people here are registered to vote? Can I see a show of hands? Thank you. That's very good. So, Leo talked about earlier about how important it is that we have the ballot question coming up on November 3rd. And it really is crucial because we can do away with 50% of the war on drugs by legalizing marijuana. And it's going to be up to you, the voters in the state of New Jersey, to legalize marijuana. So, this is an election of a lifetime. I'm going to ask you to text something. So, you get your phones out and text. That's the great. We're working with head counts, cannabis
21st century.
And there's a simple text you can go and find a tremendous amount of information about voter registration. So, okay, you're registered to vote. How about your friends? Are they registered to vote? You can tell them by texting this simple thing. They can get it goes right to the state of New Jersey, it goes to the Department of State, it goes to the Division of Elections, it goes to the county that you live in, and download the form to register and vote.
You can get edibles. Take an edible, my man. I'll put that in your pocket right there. You take that edible, Dan.
I was wondering what you were giving out.
It's going to be up to you. The cannabis regulatory.
Yeah, you're gonna speak.
I'm closing.
Yo, can I get a shout out?
Of course.
Oh, you're the best.
Didn't you already get a shout out there?
Yeah.
Come on.
Cultivation. Social equity is making sure that minorities and women and veterans have access to this industry. And if you're an ex-marijuana felon, are you going to be able to take part in this new industry that's coming? These are things that it will be up to you to decide. Now here's what I'd like you to text. It's simply We Vote, W-E-V-O-T-E, 40649. And that will take you 40649. We Vote, 40649. And that will take you to Edgewood Cannabis Builder Project. And that will give you all the information that you need. You know, I went there. I went to 40649, and I wanted to find out how long I've been registered to vote. So I put my name and my birthday date, and it said I've been registered to vote since October of 1969. And that's because I turned 21 in September. And I voted in every election since.
Sorry.
It's the presidential election anyway. And that's what legislators respect. They do not respect the fact that people who do not vote. That's why they listen to senior citizens, because senior citizens vote.
Yeah.
Young people are the most likely to support marijuana reform. They're the least likely to be registered to vote. So we need to reach out to your peers. We're reaching out to colleges and universities, and we sent letters to 50 colleges and universities in the state of New Jersey to encourage them to tell their students to register and vote. And why? Because cannabis is on the ballot. Cannabis is on the ballot here in New Jersey. Woo! So, thank you for your attention, and let's get this done. All right, there we go. That's one of the OGs right there in legalization in the state. After we paved the way for the medical marijuana bill, 2005 from 2010. Also, just want to mention, did y'all forget that cannabis was deemed essential in a number of states? All right. And also, when we talk about essential stuff, we want to give another shout out. Make sure you stay hydrated. Shout out to Newark Water Coalition. All right.
Yeah, water.
Newark, make sure y'all follow them. Give them a round of applause, please. Let's go. Clap it up. Woo!
Yeah, water.
Let's go. All right, let's wake y'all up one more time. So let's do one more chant. We're gonna do no justice, no peace. All right. Y'all ready? No justice.
No peace.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Here we go. Now y'all back with me. So, what we're going to do next, we're going to introduce the duo of Happy Monkeys, this very strong community partner. So, they're going to be over here shortly. But I'm going to talk to y'all about collectivism, right? Cannabis is on the ballot. So, like I said, we're going to keep doing it. That's the word I want y'all to take away. Collectivism for today. What you're going to do is do your part. All right, you're here right now. I appreciate you, every single one of you. What are you going to do is continuously do your part and make this just a part of your lifestyle. It's not a one-time thing. It's not just one vote for your lifetime and then you're moving on. All right, respect the process, y'all, all right? Let's go introduce the glass. Let's go. Come up, come up. How's it going, everybody? Thank everybody for coming out. I'm Vladimir Bautista, co-founder and CEO of Happy Monkey LLC. I'm here in solidarity with my brothers and sisters from New Jersey. We're out of New York because, you know, the Northeast is like one of the most oppressed areas in the country when it comes to drug laws and cannabis. We thought it was only right to come over here to support our brothers and sisters. As you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, there are many issues going on in our communities, from police brutality to racism, etc., etc. I'm here to talk about the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the war on drugs. That's how they're able to get warrants to go into people's houses and kill people like Breonna Taylor. How they're able to, you know, harass us and lock us up in our neighborhoods, stop us thrift. So I'm here to tell you guys that I'm not a hypocrite. I really didn't understand the gravity of voting. This is going to be my first year myself registering voting because I understand now how powerful it is and how you change all the crimes that they committed in our community. I'm here to tell you guys that I'm asking you guys to stay because the only way we're going to make any changes by demanding what we want in our communities and telling the politicians that if they want our vote, they have to meet our demands. So please go out and vote. Like I said, you know what I mean? Happy Monkey doesn't do it for the clout, we do it for the culture. Thank you guys for having us, and we appreciate you. No clout, all culture. Here we go. So we're gonna do one more person. Yeah, Ray, come on up. We want to hear from both of y'all, all right? Definitely clap it up. Shout out, Happy Monkey.
Right here, though. Let's go,
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. What's going on? My name is Ramon. I am the other half of Happy Monkey. I'm just here basically to show our support for New York because we basically have to show that we are in this together and without, you know, basically, if we don't get together and make shit happen, nothing's going to happen, right? Basically, right? I'm not here to talk statistics. I'm not here to talk numbers. I'm here to talk common sense. If you guys don't make shit happen, we're not going to make shit happen. So we came over here just to show some love and basically show support and I don't know, you gotta tell you guys to get involved, and the only way to get involved is to basically vote. My first time registering to vote was for Obama. You know, I'm proud to say that I did. That was shit, Obama. But now, basically, it's time to show that we have power in numbers. So registering to vote is showing that your city or wherever you come from shows that you guys have the power in numbers and you guys pretty much make shit happen. Thank you here, thank you everybody that basically welcomed us here and love, peace, and go out and fucking vote, right? If you don't do nothing, what happens? Alright, yeah, what we're here for today is, right, we're marching against the war on drugs. So with that being said, I want to do another chant, right? This one for Breonna Taylor, who was another victim of the war on drugs, unjustly. There's nothing just about what's going on in this country currently. So when I say her name, we're going to say Breonna Taylor's name. Say her name! Breonna Taylor! Say her name! Breonna Taylor! Say her name! Breonna Taylor! Put your fists up, everybody. Put your fists up. That's power. That's black power right there. So when I say his name, we're going to say George Floyd. Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Beautiful. I appreciate y'all. We're going to bring up Anthony Diaz of the Newark Water Coalition, y'all. Give it up for this community leader right here. How you guys doing today? Y'all feeling good? Are you feeling good? No, you gotta get louder than that. Are you feeling good? We are here to talk about the war on drugs and how it's fucked up our community, how it's fucked up our culture, and how it's fucked up our people. I am tired of our bodies being displayed on TV. I know you're tired of that shit, so you know I'm doubly tired of that shit. It's frustrating. It hurts. I'm in pain. I see these names. Elijah McClain's story made me cry.
It made me cry. And what's so important is why the North Border Coalition is here, why Gabriella is here, why so many organizations are here, is because all struggles are interconnected. All struggles mean we need to join together both domestically and internationally. The only fucking way to win is to organize and organize and organize. What is the way to win? Organize. What is the way to win? Organize. What is the way to win? Organize. So, you know, one of the things that I love saying at rallies and protests is, you know, I like to paraphrase from Killer Mike, because a lot of us leftists, a lot of us, you know, people who are outside of the normal political spectrum, y'all want a revolution, right? Y'all want to see change happen in this country. But you want a revolution, but you don't know who your neighbors are. You want a revolution, but you never shot a gun before. You want a revolution, but you never marched before. You want a revolution, but you don't know how to grow your own food. You don't know how to grow your own drugs, right? We cannot allow this movement to be co-opted by the bullshit Democratic, Republican, whatever fucking party. Because if they don't have the priorities of the people at hand, then they don't fucking matter. That's right. It does not matter. Do not let this moment in time, this is unprecedented. We are living in a time where there are no fucking rules, right? People will say, what do you mean? Half of us, or most of us, have masks on. This is something that's never happened in this country before.
Wow.
So why not
recently.
dream bigger? Why not demand more? Why not envision the impossible? Because let me tell you, the other side is organizing. The other people who are against movements like ours, against black and brown and white unity, they're organizing. And if you don't fucking think that, you know, they're not out there with bigger guns, bigger mobilization, and more money, I tell you, you got some research to do. So, you know, I want to end by saying the same thing as I said in City Hall, like you just heard me say now. Organize, right? Organize. Because you stand here talking about the war on drugs, but it goes so far and so deeper than that. You know, again, North Border Coalition. There's a war on our people, from the things that we put into our body, to the things that we see on TV, to just the feeling. You go out into the streets nowadays and you feel that tension in the air. And let me tell you, demand more. Get back in your communities and organize. If there's an issue that you feel strongly and passionate about, I guarantee you there's a grassroots organization doing the work. Plug into them. Learn. It's not about sharing shit on Instagram. It's not about how many likes you get. It's not about, like the brother said, about the clout. I don't fucking do this for the clout. This is my life. This is my life. You know why? Because I'm tired of seeing our people killed. I'm tired of seeing our people hurt. And the only way I know how to heal is by making sure that my brothers and sisters, no matter what color, no matter what shade, no matter what economic level, they healing with me. They winning with me. I don't care about being the most, you know, the only one up top if I ain't got nobody with me. That shit don't matter no more. We see what's happening with COVID. We see who's disproportionately dying out here. Yo, we live in a country where kids is locked in cages. What more examples do we need? What more hurt do you need to feel before you say enough is enough?
That's right.
You are out here holding these signs and these banners, and you're here for a moment, you're here for a feeling. But let me tell you, that collective energy is so much stronger when you make that shit into a fist.
Yeah.
And you say, nah, it ain't happening. We ain't allowing this anymore. Not in our community and not in anybody else's community.
Right.
Take what you learned here today, the feelings and everything, and mobilize yourselves. Act. Go back in your community. You don't know how to do it? Link up with some of the organizations here. We'll help you. You afraid? You say, I can't get behind the bullhorn? I'll make sure you run copies. I'll make sure you staple. I'll make sure you handing out water. There is a place for you in every movement. Don't discount your talent. Don't discount your personality. And don't discount yourself. Because you know why? I don't. When I look out here, I see hope. I see the future. I see motherfuckers who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. So let's win. Let's win. Let's fucking win.
Yeah. That was powerful.
All right, there we go. North Water Coalition. Y'all do that, man. One more round of applause. Let's go. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So, with that being said, understand, everybody who's speaking up here, you need to reach out to them. Don't just see us come up here and speak and never see us again. The most powerful thing we got are the people next to us. Make sure you know and build with the people that are here today. All right? This is the beginning. This is a foundation. Use it. Next up, we have Joanne Zito from the Coalition of Medical Marijuana in New Jersey. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. As we've said a lot today, the war on drugs is a war on people. Like most wars, it's harmful to the people and profitable to the government and corporations. Prohibition kills and destroys and is enforced with racial bias and violence, causing more harm than the drugs themselves. It's ironically produced more drugs, make them more dangerous, while denying medical benefits these drugs may have. It's given rise to privatized prisons, mass incarceration, cheap prison labor, civil forfeiture, and mandatory minimums to ensure the largest prison population on the planet. And it unironically started just as the civil rights movement was getting underway. As civil rights were getting underway. It's given rise with financial incentives to enforce prohibition. It's shifted police focus from solving violent crimes like rape and assault, and goes to as far as setting up people for drugs and manufacturing crimes themselves. It is one of America's most insidious policies, and sadly, if you pay taxes, you're supporting it. This is why it is well past time to dismantle this racket and stop these harms. When it comes to cannabis in particular, these injustices are even more insane and inhumane. I am here myself because my family and I were harshly persecuted for possessing and growing cannabis in New Jersey. My first two arrests were before I turned 20, making my future possibilities somewhat limited. Thankfully, I was able to work for my family as I started a family of my own. My husband and I chose cannabis over alcohol to relax, to use as a spiritual sacrament, and medicinally. Given the safety comparison between the two, with alcohol being a lot more dangerous, chemically speaking, we truly didn't imagine the detriment to our lives growing this plant would be. At the time, we liked to believe in our inalienable rights we were indoctrinated to believe. We were staked out and raided by the New Jersey Marijuana Eradication Unit for buying grow equipment, and after a 2-year fight in court, my husband was sentenced to 3 years in Southwood State Prison. I was made a single mother while having to deal with an incarcerated loved one and a breadwinner, struggling to make sure he was safe in these at any given time. It was very hard times for us, and in ways, and we barely made it. After each conviction, the punishment got progressively worse, including finding work. In 2012, we thought we could grow just one plant. No one would know. But they will know if someone calls the police, which in our case, they did for yelling. This time they arrested our whole family. DIPAS deemed us drug addicts because we used cannabis as teens and were arrested as adults. We had to submit to expensive drug rehabilitation and fight for our right to get our children back and family back together. It was all very sad and filled with a lot of drug war irony and hypocrisy. After 3 months of this torture, they deemed our family normal, but they weren't able to close our case until our criminal cases were concluded. Given our records and case, I got 2 years probation while my husband took the drug court program, which is very intense 5-year program, rehabilitation program that was made mandatory by law 6 months after he was convicted. He died in a fatal car accident 3.5 years into his sentence, trying to fulfill these intense requirements. Sadly, anxiety as a qualifying medical condition for medical cannabis, which the marijuana review panel accepted 9 months after his death. Cannabis really has no place in the drug court or criminal courts. Drug court is supposedly a compassionate alternative to prison, but it's dangerous. It's a dangerous institution that still treats addiction and drug use as a crime. And participants still get sanctioned to go to jail if they don't perform perfectly. We weren't hurting anyone, really, except for the punishment, which really didn't fit the crime. For years, I was very active in my children's school and was even a pretty good scout leader, till this happened. I have financial difficulty, I've had trouble getting jobs, and my children have multiple issues, including not having their father, despite otherwise having a stable life. This harmed our family to death, and even more sadly, we're just one of many. Some say, well, you broke the law. Well, I'm here to tell you, these laws are wrong. Many states now want to capitalize, and without social justice, that's wrong. Punishing people for not complying with unjust laws is wrong. Since I've become an advocate and activist for legal plant possession and ending this entire war on people, I've been with the Coalition for Medical Marijuana for 5 years and have spent a lot of time trying to educate and activate others. Right now, we have an opportunity to change situations like this for many in this historically racist state and beyond. I ask that you please help, because in my advocacy over the course of legalization, many legislators have heard more from people who are against it rather than for it. Right now, there is a bill in the state Senate to decriminalize the possession, distribution, and manufacturing of up to a pound of cannabis, introduced by Newark's own Senator Ronald Rice and Senator Teresa Ruiz. This is the social justice that legalization is lacking, and we need Senator Nicholas Scutari to support this bill as chair of the Judiciary Committee and Senate Majority Whip. So far, he's been quiet on the subject and has expressed the importance of passing the cannabis legalization ballot. Supporting this decriminalization does not mean there's no need for legalization. Full legalization is very much needed, but we've made it a point to make it about social justice. And even though there are cannabis industries for those disenfranchised by this war in the plan, it is not enough. Many of us will not be able to participate in the industry, and even more to done for those who want it. From what Senator Scutari has said in the press and what his staff has said to me is that they do not plan to allow for home cultivation of cannabis in the legalization regs. But as a medical cannabis activist, looking at the state of our medical cannabis access and the example of legalization in Illinois, a state much like ours regards to medical cannabis, and is experiencing shortages of medical cannabis. Although we are proposed to have the lowest tax in the country on cannabis, 8.625, I implore the legislature to at least, for those needing this essential medicine, to include it in the legalization amendment enabling legislation. We must defund these police activities, encouraging training and de-escalation, and be vigilant of the laws legislators are passing. You can help, and we can start by 1, making sure you are registered to vote. 2, educating yourself and others on the subject and policies. 3, getting comfortable contacting your legislators and representatives, including their legislative aides, their chiefs of staff, and tell them what you want and why it's important. The State House website is a great resource to learn about what's going on, and you can find committee aides that can also help. The governor's office, the attorney general's office, and drug regulators too. From your own town, your own city council, all the way up to the president and the UN. By the way, it's recently been reported that there's only 2 reps from New Jersey that are supporting cannabis laws. They need to be contacted. Number 4, testify at hearings via email, phone, or in person. 5, contacting the press, write letters to the editor for these things. Run for political office. A lot of prohibitionist legislators run unopposed and unchallenged. Get others to join, speaking out and attending and supporting rallies and protests like this one. Our lives depend on it. Last, I am happy to be here in Newark, where this is a place that's leading the way for these reforms in the state. Cannabis laws need to be reformed at the local level and up to the UN to undo this war. Call your legislators and Senator Scutari and tell him to have a hearing committee on decriminalization bill S2535 and vote in November. Thanks.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I really appreciate it. I got some closing remarks. First and foremost, I want you to give yourself a round of applause for coming out today. Thank you. I'm gonna put this down. I never really use it. You know, we had people from New York City with the Happy Monkey. Give me some noise, right? We had vets in the hood from Philly. Where'd you go?
They're over there. At their
They're in the van. Vets in the hood from Philly. Make some noise. I want to thank all of our speakers for coming out and participating in this. I want to give a special thank you to the sergeant from the Newark Police Department for actually letting us be able to march in the road.
Yes, Sarge.
Shout out to them and the ambassadors. Newark Police. And all our speakers, Gabrielle in New Jersey, the Newark Water Coalition, the Coalition for Medical Marijuana in New Jersey, Happy Monkey, Hetty, New Jersey, Anthony Diaz and Saber, my Why Not THC team of my media guys trying to put this whole thing together for everyone. It's a bigger picture here. It's a much bigger picture. You got to remember that. Because it's all these issues we're seeing are a result from the war on drugs, police brutality, the militarization, inflated budgets,